and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a story time. I know I haven't posted a video in like 2 weeks, mostly because there was like midterms, and then I had spring break, which was a total bust in my opinion, but that's another story time for like next year or something when things kind of cool down a little bit. But in other news, I got glasses. You guys like, I had always been a glasses wearer, but I sat on my last pair because, you know, big booty Judy. So yeah, those broke and I've been walking around blind until I got these. But of course, you know, I went home for spring break, home to Miami, and I got me some new glasses. So this story time, it's pretty short. It happened during spring break, so this was like a few days ago. I don't know when we're gonna post this video, but it wasn't that long ago, a few days or a week ago. It seems for some reason everybody and their grandma wanted to come to Miami for spring break this year. But like when I say everybody and their grandma, I mean everybody and their grandma. And it's like I'm going through my Instagram feed, and literally everybody I follow, like whether it be people that I know personally, have seen on campus, or like influencers, are in Miami. And I'm just like, but I thought Florida was crazy, but I thought Miami sucked, and everybody and their grandma is here now for spring break. It was a particularly heavy spring break this year in Miami for some odd reason. I guess everybody got their funds up low-key. I mean, being a college student, it's not a particularly cheap trip, but obviously for me, I live there, I go to my parents' house, I don't got nothing to worry about, except maybe buying like things I'm not supposed to buy. And yes, my nail broke. I did these myself, so obviously they're not professional. So this one fell off, and I'm about to take them off later. So don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. We all have that little ratchet moment in our life, okay, where one of our nails is broke. So I only got to go to the beach, like for the South Beach party vibe, one time out of this whole week trip. And like I said, that's another story for another time. So I'm gonna go there. But the one day that I did get to go, I didn't get to go until around like 3:30, 4 o'clock. No, 5 o'clock, I'll say. And that's because the people I was supposed to go with, you know, you just can't get black people to do anything correctly. They weren't updating me, I guess, and turns out they weren't gonna come at the time that they said they were gonna come. So really, I was just waiting aimlessly in my house to go to the beach. So I hit up my friend. We're gonna call her China because that's the fake name she used at the beach. So we're gonna call her China. I hit her up because we had been wanting to hang out anyway, and I told her we would hang out with the people that were coming, but of course since they're not coming, it's just gonna be me and her. So I hit her up and we're just like, oh hey, I'm like, hey, you ready to go to the beach? Like, let's just go because the other girl's not coming, like just forget it. We're just gonna go by ourselves. And she's like, yeah, bet. She drives, so we just decide that at first we were saying we were gonna split an Uber, but she decides to come just with her car because in reality it was gonna cost a lot of money for us to take both Ubers. So she comes, pick me up, we go to the store, you know, get everything we need, snacks, drinks, all of that, and we head to the beach. And we were, you know, getting hyped in the car already, and actually the traffic wasn't that bad or anything like that, so that wasn't really an issue. So we get there and we found parking pretty quickly. So when we got there, maybe it was like 4:30, 5 o'clock, 5:30 maybe, I don't know, but we weren't really paying attention to the time at that point. And of course, you know, we're feeling the South Beach scene. We're walking down Ocean Drive. If you know what Ocean Drive is, it's the main like street that you see on TV in Miami Beach. Like when they show Miami Beach, it's where the restaurants, the Art Deco type restaurants, and then the street, and then the beach right across from it. So we're on Ocean Drive walking up, and of course, you know, boys is hollering at us, offering us weed and drinks. And I guess I would have taken it, but I was like, nah, cause these people be putting all kinds of stuff in their drinks and their weed and stuff like that, and be trying to get you caught up because next thing you know, you're gonna be running butt naked through the street because you high for some stuff you didn't know was in it. You know, I'm ignoring that stuff. We really just wanted to go to the beach, and me being here in Tallahassee, there's no beaches, so that's the one thing I wanted to do for sure. So we get to the beach, and of course there's mad people there, and you know, mostly Negroes. And you know, we're vibing. Like, I really don't know what to say as far as that part because we're really doing just the regular spring break thing.
Me and my pretty bitch.
dancing a whole lot. I was dancing too, but I was trying not to dance with people because, you know, I have my mans. But she was dancing. I was hyping her up. She got in a circle. We met some cool ass girls. I cannot remember their names, but they were cute. And they were sharing some of their snacks and drinks with us, so that was dope of them. And that's why that's the one thing I do love about spring break. You always meet some dope people, even if you're not gonna remember them the next day or they're not gonna remember you, but you know, it's fun while it lasts. And you know, I'm just feeling real good. I'm like, girl, you look cute, like everybody looks beautiful. And I actually did see one of my friends that I had from when I was like little, when I lived at a different apartment back home. I saw her out there, and that was so cool and dope. I was like, hey, what's up, girl, what's up? I was so loud and like in her face. But yeah, of course, all these things are irrelevant to the story. So like I said, it was already the afternoon then, so it does start to get dark at some point. Like I can't even tell you when, but my boyfriend calls me on FaceTime. I'm FaceTiming him, and my friend China is over off talking to these two boys about whatever. But they eventually walk off because I guess they figured I was talking to my mans, and they were just like, oh, she got a boyfriend, like we just gonna leave that alone. And yeah, so they walk off. And yeah, so it's real dark at this point, and once it gets dark on the beach, like it goes from light, it's a little dark, then it's dark. So at this point it got really dark, and the police are out there with their lights on, and I had to pee so bad. So there is a bathroom on my beach, like duh, there's bathrooms, but you know, I wasn't even thinking about that. And we're so far out on the beach that really it would just been easier for me to pee right there. Plus, when it gets dark, pretty much everybody leaves. Like at the point where we're at, everybody pretty much left the beach. There was me, my friend China, the police cars, and maybe like a few stragglers, but pretty much everybody was gone. Yeah, we're just like screaming and laughing and stuff, and I'm like, girl, I gotta pee. So if you know the beach, if you've never been to the beach, I mean, I feel like everybody has at least once, but if you've never been to the beach, usually the nice beaches, they'll have like stacks of chairs out, but you have to pay for them. You have stacks of chairs, and they'll have like umbrella stands or whatever where you can rent the chair and the umbrella. And there was a stack of chairs close to where we were at, where I felt like I had to pee so bad. And China's like, girl, just pee right here, It's dark outside. I really could if I wanted to, but I was like, girl, no, I'm not that ratchet, okay? Because the police cars are still in front of there, so if I was to pee where we were standing at, somebody would see me at least doing the motion to pee. If not my face, they would see me. And even in my spring breaker state, I didn't want to do that. So I'm like, girl, no, I'm gonna go behind these beach chairs here, and I'm gonna pee. And the stack is pretty high. It's like as high maybe as a bookshelf, probably a little bit higher. So we walk around, and I see a passed out boy. And for the purposes of the story, he was a white boy. And like, people get offended when I say stuff like that, but it's really nothing to it. Like, I mean, if you're white, you're white. If you're black, you're black. And that's just how I identify people sometimes. Like, I'll be like, remember the white boy from such and such a situation? It's not even like I'm trying to be like, oh, you're white for label, like for racial profiling purposes. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I'm just like the white boy. So anyway, we go around the corner, and there's this white boy behind the beach chairs, passed out. Like, when I tell you guys passed out, he was slumped, okay? Slumped over in the sand by himself. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, who's this dead, half dead white boy sitting here? And I felt so bad for him, because really he was by himself, and there was nobody in the area as well. Even though I did say there was a few stragglers, like, I feel like if his friends were still there looking for him, they would kind of be close enough that you could see, okay, he's not by himself. But dude was literally by himself in the dark on the beach. It's windy and cold, and he's clearly passed out and drunk. So naturally I had to, you know, do something. I had to tap him something, because I'm over here trying to pee, you blocking me from peeing, and really you're just in a messed up situation. So, you know, I'm tapping him on the back. I'm like, hey, you okay? And buddy could not even talk. Like, he was like, I do have videos, but I feel like I shouldn't post them, because I mean, I don't know this person. But if I can figure out a way to like blur out his face or something like that, then I'll do it. Yeah, then I'll do it. But other than that, maybe I won't, because, you know, I don't want to put him on blast. He could be, you know, trying to get a job or something. But whatever. And I'm just like, hey, what's your name? What's your name? And when I tell you guys, like, I was lit too, so, you know, I probably sounded so dumb to him, but he really couldn't even understand what I was saying, I'm sure. And I'm sure he's not even gonna remember any of this because Buddy was gone. Alright, I'm like, hey, what's your name? What's your name? And he mumbles his name. We're gonna call him, he said a name. Who knows if it's his real name or not, but just in case it is, we're not gonna say it. We're gonna call him... We're gonna call him Vanilla Ice, okay? I know, I'm so corny. So he says, my name's Vanilla Ice, right? He mumbles it. And we're just like, okay, Vanilla Ice, okay. Look, I'm gonna help you find your phone. And I was just like, maybe I should, like, I'm like talking him through it as I talk to him. I'm like, I'm gonna find your phone, okay? I'm not gonna steal none of your stuff. And I know all this because it was recorded, like my friend had the video. And I'm just like, I'm gonna find all of your stuff, okay? So I take his book bag off of his back and I put it in front of him. Now, mind you guys, like I said, it was dark outside, but when my friend was recording, she turned on her flashlight. But for some reason, I didn't see this, like, and then at that point I hadn't got my glasses yet, so I can't really see in the dark too well. Yeah, so turns out he had thrown up in between his legs, but I didn't see that. Luckily I didn't touch it. His book bag touched it due to my fault, but I didn't touch it. So I take his book bag off his back and I put it in front of him, like in between his legs. And I'm like looking for his stuff. I can't find his stuff. His friend probably had his phone, to be honest. Well, actually, but I'll fill you in when we get to that point. But yeah, his friends probably had his phone or something, or I don't know, but I couldn't find his phone, so I had to just leave it. And I don't know, after that I was just messing around with him. Like, there's a whole bunch of pictures of me like posing with this drunkard white boy, and it's so funny. But eventually my friend and I, we got distracted and we just started like laughing and doing other stuff, and eventually he got up and staggered off, and I was like, good for you. But I was telling him too, I was like, you know, when you find your friends, tell them that they're not good friends, okay? Because they should not leave you here like this. You know, who knows what we would have done. Luckily I'm a nice person and I don't do things like steal or, you know, beat people up, because what if I was, you know? And I came across this poor drunkard white boy who probably isn't from around here and just took advantage of him. I should look for his wallet, to be honest, but yeah. And then after that, my friend and I, we walked back to our car. Turns out she couldn't find her phone. We went back to the beach and we found a phone, and that's what I was saying. That probably was the white boy's phone, to be honest. So I feel like that could have been the white boy's phone, but either way, doesn't matter. So this was just a little short story time. I hope it wasn't too boring, but some of my friends were asking me to tell it, so that's why I told it. So I will insert some pictures and videos from that night if I can figure out how to blur them out. And yeah, please leave some suggestions for more videos that you guys might want to see. There's gonna be more hair videos coming. Definitely gonna do a video on this. I did make a video on how I did my braids for spring break. If you want to see those braids I'm talking about, you can follow me at Kayla Nuha on Instagram, and I have pictures of it on there. But it was really hard to film and I got really frustrated and I just said, forget it. So it got half filmed, so maybe at a later date I'll do that hairstyle again and film it, but I doubt it because it's really hard. So yeah, see you guys next time.